The past few years certainly haven't been great for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with massive big-budget box office disappointments and huge flops when it comes to Disney+. But there's still one movie that's left to be released in 2023, and that is, of course, The Marvels. Despite the Hollywood strike, it's not being delayed. They're just going to have to promote this movie without the help of Brie Larson and company. However, they have the director, Nia DaCosta, making the rounds to do promotion for this movie, which, in all likelihood, is going to be another massive Marvel disappointment. But in this article where they go over Nia DaCosta basically from the viewpoint of identity politics, crazy how that's the way it's being promoted, we'll break down this article at a different video. But this time I want to focus on the big headline coming out of this, and that's about the budget for the Marvels. I started seeing articles like this. The Marvels budget is one of the lowest in MCU history. And I couldn't help but think, what is going on? There's no way that that's possible, because we talked about months ago some of the disclosures they already made for the Marvels, likely to be another massive budget movie for the MCU. And then people realize it's from this Vanity Fair article. You have this snippet that was from the original version of this Vanity Fair article. DaCosta is still grappling with the breakthroughs she's made, including the fact that at $130 million, The Marvels is the highest budgeted film ever helmed by a black woman. There is no way this movie costs $130 million. I'm going to prove to you why in a second, but it didn't stop all of the headlines that came out after that. The Marvels has joined Ant-Man as the lowest budget Marvel Studios film ever. Both carry a $130 million budget. The Marvels had a $130 million budget. It's their cheapest movie. The Marvels has a budget of $130 million. The Marvels has a budget of $130 million, right? All these different places boosting this, which is not accurate. And one of the things that's interesting is now the Vanity Fair article, when you go there, if I just go and search for budget, let's see. Nia DaCosta is still grappling with the breakthrough she's made, including the fact that The Marvels is the highest budgeted film ever helmed by a black woman. Weird that they took $130 million out of there, isn't it? It's because that's not real, and I know exactly where they got this. $130 million is what Disney spent on this thing after only 2 months of filming. That's it. This is based on the disclosures they had to make because it's filmed in the UK so they can get a tax benefit. They spent $130 million through the end of September 2021. That doesn't count post-production. That doesn't count the extra 7 months that they filmed for this movie, including a bunch of reshoots. It's laughable to think that this is the budget they ran with, but that's what they put in the article. They have now stealth edited it and removed it, but it doesn't stop the fact that now everybody is running with it. I want to go back because I made a video about this months ago. That's why I knew that $130 million didn't make any sense, because I've actually done my research. Disney billed $130 million for the Marvels just 2 months into filming. This is very similar to the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness situation, where a lot of people reported, oh, the budget's only $200 million. It turns out they spent $350 million on that movie, but because of the way they divulge these things in the UK, people didn't find out till a year afterwards. I assume we're going to be in the same situation with the Marvels. But here's the part. It's a bunch of breakdown on all these costs. The spending on staff was more than covered by the $25.6 million reimbursement of the company's cost. However, they are set to soar even higher as filming continued for more than 7 months after the date of the financial statements. According to the filings, Disney also expects the budget production costs, quote, will increase significantly due to ongoing obligations and costs required to implement safety measures and social distancing in line with government guidance. $130 million spent on this movie by September of 2021. Not counting all the reshoots, not counting all this bullshit, not counting all the post-production stuff, and of course not including marketing. That's a different thing completely. But it is laughable that Vanity Fair ran with this, but it's resulting in a bunch of articles now spewing out about the low budget of the Marvels that will make people think it doesn't need to make as much money to be successful. Now, whether it was intentional or just a fucking retarded reporter who had no idea what they were talking about, I tend to lend towards retarded reporter, to be honest with you. But There is no denying that that is 100% wrong. And now the initial article that was out there has been stealth edited, and a bunch of other people are parroting something that doesn't exist in the article anymore. We'll see what the exact budget is. We probably won't find out until like another year after its release, based on when they have to file those things to the UK government. But there's no way that this movie's less than $200 million. I expect, just like we saw with something like Thor: Love and Thunder, Guardians of the Galaxy, it's probably going to be around that $250 million range, especially with the reshoots that they were forced to do. We will see. It'll be a long time, but there's no doubt that there's fake news being spread right now about the Marvel's budget. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.